you know who the Hoonigans are. You've seen their videos, you've seen their builds, you've seen them drive, and you wish that you could do the same. And most of us will never be able to do it. However, what if I was to tell you you could do it in 1/10 the scale? With an RC car. Team Associated partnered up with the Hoonigans and they recreated the Hoonicorn. This Mustang looks incredible. They nailed the detail on here. Look at the wide body. It is a licensed Ford Mustang. They got all the graphics down. It just looks sick. Look at the turbos popping out of the hood with the open dump pipes on there. A little bit of flat black action on the hood as well. We got the intake manifold up top, and then look at the aero effects up front. Just really cool. That grille is a separate piece. Even these side splitters here, these are a separate piece that screws on, and even the cutouts. I just love all the details here. The scoop on the back is a separate piece, and then let me spin this thing around so you can see the rear of this. Check out the spoiler. The gas cap is a separate piece. Even the taillights, although their decals on top are a separate piece as well. Just lots of detail to make this thing look really cool. Love the aero effects down below as well. Sick looking car. Now let's take a look at the wheels here. American racing style wheels wrapped in rubber tires. You can even see the brake calipers and brake disc behind the wheels. The brake disc actually spins with the wheel, which is really cool. Now the only thing I wish that they did with this thing is got rid of the body clips, but I don't know, it actually looks really good on the front. Just looks a little awkward sticking out of the rear window of this thing. But man, isn't that just an awesome replica of the Hoonicorn? All right, let's pull the body off and I'll show you some of the details underneath. Removing just those 4 body clips will allow you to pop this body off. There it is underneath. Actually, you could go and put LED lights in here as well if you want to do that later on down the road, but let's check out this chassis. Now, when I first looked at this chassis, I'm like, okay, it's a simple car, but Team Associated actually really stepped it up here. This has a G10 fiberglass chassis, really nice and sturdy chassis. It's got bracing down the center. We even have G10 fiberglass shock towers, threaded oil-filled shocks. Check out the suspension arms, pretty interesting looking, a lot of webbing on there. And what I noticed is that they're the same front and rear. And I actually really like this design because people are gonna go wild with this thing. They're gonna shred parking lots. And if they go and break an arm, if you have some spares, it will work from the front to the rear of the car. So that was really smart on Team Associated's part. Okay, let's move on to the drivetrain now. It has a front and rear gear differential, metal gears for the ring and pinion gear, all ball bearings throughout here. And I even took the cap off the spur gear area. Has a nice locking spool in there. So it looks like you go put a differential if you wanted to for some reason, but that spool will work well. Aluminum motor plate, metal center drive shaft, metal axles on here, metal dog bones, so the drivetrain is built up really well. Now check out the steering, pretty simple setup. We've got a bell crank setup with fixed links, so you don't have to worry about any tuning. Let's move on to the electronics now, and we'll actually start with the battery compartment area. So this takes a shorty LiPo battery, so when you're off buying batteries for this thing, which Team Associated really has, you're going to look for a shorty pack. So just be aware of that. Here is your radio box where your receiver is. It's got a Reedy metal geared servo in here, high torque. Then right on top is this Reedy SC500 X speed controller. This is 2 to 3S capable, so if you want to go and run a 3S pack in here, you could. And let's talk about the motor now. It is a Reedy 550 size. Yep, that's huge. 15 turn, 3-slot motor. So this motor is going to have plenty of power and torque, and it actually has an internal cooling fan as well. I think this thing is actually great for those that are getting into driving an RC car if you've never done so before. And later on down the road, Reedy actually offers a brushless system that you could go and drop in here when you're ready for some more power. Finally, let's talk about what it does come with as well. There is the box that it comes in. Here is the XP120 radio system. It has basic trim functions on there. Your paperwork that comes with it. Here are the decals. So they actually give you Willwood decals to go and put on the brake calipers. That's really cool. Some extra Hoonigan decals, Team Associated decals, some extra paperwork there. That is a bind plug in case you ever have to reset your radio. And then finally, a little bag of some extras here. Looks like we got some servo horns, some battery foam spacers, an extra spur gear, and a diff locker. So if you want to go lock out the rear end and get a little bit more sliding action, you can go and do that, because right now we have open differentials. What a great looking car. Like the rubber on these tires, but man, This body looks absolutely awesome. Let's head outside and shred some asphalt. All right, guys, time to rip the Hoonicorn around this skate park. I thought this would be the perfect spot to show this thing off. And it's been taking some hard hits on this concrete skate park. Just going over these jumps and ramps. Just think it's the perfect spot for this thing. It's perfectly powered for this small lot. It's just fun to go over this stuff. Yeah! Around the bowl. Up and over. Oh, that was a big hit. Here we go, up again. Just love going on those side ramps. All right, another jump, here we go. Yeah. Up and over, down and in. Awesome. All right, let's go up and over this one. Let's ramp this one, actually. It's fun going off this side. Spin it around, watch this. Up and over, yeah, perfect jump. So sweet, this thing looks so cool. Awesome. I have not been taking it easy on it. Did have a small issue, but I'll deal with that. I'll talk to you guys about that later. All right, let's wrap it up, head back to the workshop because that train is just gonna keep on blaring in the background. All right, let's head out. I've got one more thing to show you. When you're done hooning for the day, check this out. You could go and park your Hoonicorn in your very own burn yard. How awesome is that? That's the box turned inside out, taped up just a little bit, and it's a perfect spot to go park your car, show it off, take some pictures, even some video. This is just altogether an awesome set for any Hoonigan fan. Now, the car actually ran really well. As you saw, I took it to a skate park and just beat that thing up. Every single body panel on this thing is scratched, and I had so much fun doing it. This car is like a tank. It took every hit, well, almost every hit. It was launching off of jumps. It was going around the bowl. It was flying up off the lip of the ramps. It is a true stunt car and can hold up to a lot. Now, the only problem I had with it is once I came down on the front corner and it actually cranked back the steering, locked it out, and ejected a dog bone. And all I did to fix it was I popped the dog bone back in, turned the steering back out by hand, and it was good to go. So this thing is tough. The bottom's all scratched up. It just took way more than I was expecting it to for an on-road car. Associated with this new Apex chassis, they built it right. So the only other thing that you need to watch out for is what battery pack you run in it. I was gonna go speed test it for you guys on a high voltage 3S pack, and I don't think the receiver liked it because it's not talking to the radio system anymore and it's getting really hot. So just be careful of that. I was running it on 2S and had a blast in that skate park. There's plenty of power for that size lot. So, you know, if you got some shorty 2S packs lying around or if you're looking to buy it, that's probably a good pack for this car. And then the 3S is if you just want to step it up a bit, but watch out for that HV pack. All right, let me know what you think about this thing in the comments section below. Hit that subscribe button and the notifications bell. I'll have links in the video description, and check out the playlist at the end for more RC reviews.